You want to get some yoga in your life, but you just don't have that much time? This flow is going to be for you. In 15 minutes, we're going to flow a little bit and get those hips opened up. So when you're ready, let's go. All right, for this sequence, you'll need, or at least I'd recommend, grabbing 2 blocks or books or whatever you have and a blanket. This will just help you get a little bit deeper in the postures. If you don't have those things, don't worry about it. So first pose, let's get right away into child's pose. So to get into the hips a little bit more, take a nice wide stance here, bringing the knees as wide as the mat. You can go even wider. And coming down, forehead's coming down to the mat. You may even want to grab your blanket here and actually just fold it, prop it behind the knees, just to give you a little bit of extra support, and coming down. So let's start here. We're gonna do 3 breaths. Really just take the time to get on the mat. Whatever's happened already in your day, let's get rid of it. Just let it go. So 3 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Inhale and exhale. See if you can get just a little bit deeper here in that child's pose. See what this feels like. See if you can feel a little bit more grounded here. Breathe. Just breathing here at your own pace. And when you're ready, let's do some sun salutations. Get the body warm. So when you're ready, removing that blanket if you put it there, and let's come straight away into downward dog. Pressing into the hands here, pushing back, broad shoulders, breathe. Maybe deep bend in the knees here. Take a few breaths in your downward dog. Maybe just pedaling out the feet, just warming everything up. All right, stepping, hopping, walking, top of the mat. Inhale, arms up. Maybe a little back bend here, and folding over the legs. Forward fold, grabbing the elbows maybe, and just rocking side to side. Letting everything go, maybe a deep bend in the knees here. Maybe just stillness. Seeing what this feels like. Inhale, flat back, look up. Palms to the mat, step or hop all the way back, coming into chaturanga. Maybe knees are coming to the mat, elbows tight. Inhale, look up. And over the toes, downward dog. Hanging out here, breathe. And let it go through the mouth. Inhale. And let it go. All right, walk, step, hop, top of the mat. Inhale, arms up. Little back bend. And exhale, folding over the legs. Again, folding here, maybe grabbing the elbows, or maybe grabbing the toes this time. Maybe behind the shins. You pick what feels good for you. Just breathing here. And let it go. Inhale. And let it go. Inhale, flat back, look up. Palms to the mat, stepping all the way back. Chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. Over the toes, downward dog. Right leg lifts, knee to the ceiling, looking under that arm. And stepping, top of the mat, knees coming down, coming into your low lunge. Depending on your knees, you may want to grab that blanket and just use the blanket here to just give a little bit of love to the knee. Arms can be up and arms can be heart center, or even at the waist, you pick. So just breathing here And exhale. Coming back into your half split, maybe bringing that heel up an inch or two and trying to maintain a flat back here. Maybe grabbing your blocks here to give you a little bit of extra length. Breathe here. Coming back into low lunge, breathing here, hanging out here. If you want to take it a little bit deeper or have a bit of a different sensation, maybe what you're going to do is inch that knee back an inch or two, bend it, and see if you can grab it with the hand. You could use a strap here if you have one, or just hang out in your low lunge, making sure that you're on the top upper part of the knee and not directly on the kneecap. Breathe here. And let go of that foot. From here, we're gonna come into our lizard pose. So bringing that hand to the inside of the foot and bringing that foot maybe out a little bit to the side. So you can pick, you can either keep the foot right near the hand and try and get the knee right to the shoulder, or maybe bringing it out a little bit more. I'll move the block so you can see. So knee, toes, same direction. And maybe even lifting off the fleshy part of the foot. You can bring your blocks here to give you a little bit of extra support, or you can come down onto your elbows. So breathe here and exhale. As you're breathing here, see if you can get the hips a little bit lower. See if you can breathe into any tension you might be feeling. From here, coming out, palms are coming to the mat, and step that foot all the way back, downward dog. Let's flow it out. Chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog or cobra. Over the toes, downward dog. Other side. Left leg lifts, knee high to the sky, looking under the left arm. Breathe here. Foot's coming to the top of the mat, coming into your low lunge. Again, maybe grabbing that blanket here, putting that under the knee to give it just a little bit of extra love. Breathe here. Let it go. Coming into half split on this side. Maybe grabbing those blocks and using those to give you a little bit of extra support. Trying to maintain a nice long spine here. Breathe here. All right, from here, coming into low lunge again, hanging out here. Or maybe taking that extra variation if that feels good, coming onto the top fleshy part of the leg and seeing if you can get this quad stretch here. Breathe here. Slowly bringing that foot down. And we're gonna come into lizard on this side. So again, bring that left hand on the inside. So maybe you're going with keeping the knee and the shoulder close together, or maybe you're going to bring that foot out a little bit, maybe letting that foot and knee coming out to the side. Maybe using your blocks here to give you a little bit of extra, or maybe even coming onto your elbows. So breathing here, you decide. Noticing if one side's feeling a little bit different than the other side. Breathing here. Trying to get heavier in the hips, releasing any tension. And moving those blocks out of the way. Let's come into downward dog. Moving that blanket, pedaling out the feet, coming into our chaturanga. Flowing it out, inhale, upward dog or cobra. Over the toes, downward dog. Pedaling the feet here, coming into a pigeon pose. So from here, right leg lifts, bring the knee and the shin close in here. Maybe you're gonna stay here. Maybe you're going to tuck a blanket or even a block underneath that hip. Or if you want more sensation, maybe folding over the leg here. Now, if that's not an option, you can come into figure 4 instead. So knees coming, or ankles coming over the knee, and either just grabbing behind the knee, over the knee, or maybe even just letting it hang out here, depending on how that feels. So you pick your variation. Breathe here. Whatever your variation looks like, let it go. Worry about what it feels like. Breathe here. Releasing into that pose. Coming out, coming back into downward dog. If you're doing figure 4, just slowly coming into the other side. If you're in downward dog, maybe just pedaling the feet out and coming into the other side. Breathing here. Folding here, releasing, letting it go. Breathe here. All right, coming out, coming back into downward dog. If you're in figure 4, just come meet in seated. Let's come to seated, coming into cobbler's pose. Bring the feet in tight to the body, holding here. You can use the elbows here to push the knees down, or take it a bit more passively, maybe grab your blocks and just bring them under the knees. So breathe here. All right, from here, we're gonna do one round of bridge, coming onto your back. Hands coming down beside you and lifting the glutes up. Feet are hip width and just hold here. Maybe tucking the shoulders underneath and clasping, but you don't need to do that. Just breathe. All right, slowly coming down, seeing if you can come into your happy baby. Just grabbing the feet, or maybe just grabbing behind the legs, just rocking side to side. Slowing the breath down, noticing what this feels like. And from here, quickly hug the knees in. Let's come into a quick shavasana, your choice. Maybe coming into cobbler's pose here, or maybe full shavasana. Just breathe here. When you're ready, slowly wiggle those hands and toes. Maybe giving yourself a full body stretch. Coming over to one side, fetal position, using that arm as a pillow. And coming up to seated, any seated variation. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this class. I hope your hips are feeling nice and open. Namaste. All right, just a little bit of self-care to help you make sure that you are getting your stretches in. If that felt good and maybe you want to continue, then maybe check out this 10-minute quick stretch that we have. It's more of a full body stretch, so check that out. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, give us some comments, let me know your feedback, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. All right, see you next time. Bye, everyone.